I Got No Accent by Connor Clockwork. Chapter 1, only chapter. When Rarity is overwhelmed with making designs. I'm sorry, apparently the author decided to throw in randomly the opening description into the story right before I hit it. My apologies. Here's the real beginning. Carousel Boutique was currently a seamstress's nightmare. There was a reason for this. Not 3 minutes ago, the proprietor of the establishment had a visit from a very influential customer. Said customer had congratulated said proprietor on a commissioned piece that was made for an upcoming agriculture exhibition. They were impressed enough that they wanted the proprietor to join them at the exhibition, showcase their wares. The proprietor said yes. Now the proprietor is wondering what in Celestia's great kingdom she had gotten herself into. Let's watch, shall we? I can't do this! Rarity had been panicked before. Delusional, worked to the bone, but outright clueless hysterics was a real rarity for her. What was I thinking? She ranted, facing her shop with a haunted look in her eyes. Spread across every spare surface of the boutique were dozens upon dozens of paper scraps, each one with a differing dress design. Here and there, her mannequins had pieces of cloth pinned to them, in haphazard shapes. The only other living being in the shop with a unicorn was a chubby white Persian, who batted a stray piece of paper every now and then, but otherwise seemed uninterested in whatever it was Rarity was spouting at her. The Equestrian Agricultural Conference and Exhibition is one of the biggest gatherings of celebrated business ponies around, outside the Grand Canopy Gala. Rarity continued, glasses and skew on her muscle. I would be a madman to let this chance so showcase my abilities pass. But oh, Celestia! Oh, but what do I make? Her eyes roamed around the countless guesses that were littering around here. Farmers, harvesters, midders, woodcrafters, work ponies, and chefs. They are all such no-nonsense types. How could I possibly decide anything that will appeal to them? The chefs, maybe, but that's such a narrow range. Oh, I simply must figure out something. The exhibition is only 2 weeks away. With a melodramatic sigh, she sat in front of her desk. Forlorn sprayed out atop the surface. Almost sat herself next to one of the white hooves, and looked at Rarity expectantly. Oh, I know, Open, I have to get a hold of myself, but really, I told Mr. Marmalade that I would be prepared with 10 of my best dresses, while in reality, I only got 2 in stock that will even remotely fit in, and one of them I'd rather not have seen the light of day again. She grumped, crossing her hooves and resting her chin on them. The cat gifted her with an offended glance, before nonchalantly trying over to a dark blue bundle of fabric, leaning onto it, tucking her paws in, taking extra care to set a few extra tufts of fur onto the surface. Yes, you're right. I have got to move past this funk, the designer quipped, lifting her head back up. I'm not back from Western years. Surely I can rise to the challenge. Yes, I am sure I can. The burst of good mood was quickly dampened by a bout of rational thought. Oh, who am I kidding? She wailed again, telekinetically grabbing Opal from her purse and burying her face into the frustrated feline's fur. I can't possibly know what's going through a farmer's mind when they see an outfit like mine. The only one I could ever get an opinion from. She was interrupted by a racket knocking at her door. She dropped Opal, who scampered off to safety. With a quick swipe of her eyes and adjustment to her glasses, Rarity tried over to her entrance, quickly banishing her earlier move for a later deed. Coming! The handle lit up, and the door swung open. The white unicorn stood, closed eyelids, and a smile on her face. Welcome to Carousel Boutique. I'm Rarity. Is there anything I can help you with? You can start by not doing that every time I come around, you know, said a familiar, light-hearted southern twang. Applejack! The unicorn exclaimed, setting her eyes half open. Indeed, it was the orange farmer filly. Customary hat polished on top of her head, and a saddleback strapped to her midsection. What brings you to myself today? These do, AJ replied, mostly her head towards the packs. I recall Sweetbell asking for a raw big case of these apple fritters. Last time I brought them to one of Pinkie Pie's prairies. I couldn't rightly say no to her little old face, so I baked up a bunch of them this morning. Can I come in and drop them off? As Applejack continued to speak, Rarity found herself straining harder and harder to resist speaking out about the Applebucker's atrocious grammar. I know she was raised on a farm, she told herself, but she should really have a better handle of the equestrian language than that. Even Rainbow does have better diction. She kept silent, however, and as the question was asked, she put on her best smile and stepped back. Of course, dear, the sleeves are on the counter. I'm sure Sweetie Belle sees them when she gets home from school today. Must oblige, was the reply she got, as the farm pony trotted inside. As the unicorn closed the door behind him, there was a pause from her friend before the addition of, "What darnation happened here? You working on another dress, Rarity?" The rest of the papers had been spotted. There was a sigh as the white one turned around to look at her friend, catching the orange equine looking at one of the papers in particular. There was a moment of blankness, then a moment of scrutiny, followed by a moment of enlightenment. "Applejack," the dressmaker guessed out briefly. The farmer turned her head to look at her friend. "Oh, yeah?" This portion of the conversation did not involve words so much as it involved a unicorn tackling at an earth pony in a rib-shattering hug, all the while screaming out, "Applejack, you really are an angel in farmer's clothing!" Applejack could only wince as her spine popped before croaking out, "Beg your pardon?" "I don't know why I didn't think of it fully earlier, but you're exactly what I need. With your eye for the practical and my vast knowledge, surely we'll both be able to get all these dresses done in 2 weeks' time before the exhibition even starts. Oh, Applejack, I can't believe what good fortune falls together on this day. It must be destiny!" "Whoa! Hold on there, partner!" the farm pony drawled before managing to push Rarity off her. "Y'all want back up there and explain to me why you're amazing a million dresses in the same sentence?" "Oh, I do apologize," the unicorn said, straightening her glasses and calming down. "But I really do need your help. You see, I had a customer earlier today. He was quite overjoyed with one of my creations, you see." There's a roll of green eyes which was caught. "Now, let me finish. He was so enthralled by my design that he asked me to accompany him and set up a display at this year's Equestrian Agriculture Conference and Exhibition." Now she had the orange pony's attention. "The EACE? Lovely! Now there's a cream of the crop for all the farmers over there in Equestria. I'd love to stay at Sweet Apple Acres' card there. That's for certain. I'll bet it even do real business this time around." Dark look crossed her face as the memory of the Grand Galby fiasco resurfaced. "At least those ponies know a good apple when they see one." "Indeed," Rarity chuckled, before she became all business again. "However, the dilemma I'm faced is with simply that I've never made a whole line of outfits directed towards the farming and agricultural community, and I need to have at least 10 different dresses and suits in time for the exhibition, which is going to be held in 2 weeks. There's a low whistle. "Well, wild my whiskers! Y'all sort of don't have your cut out work for you. Don't you still have 2 outfits that y'all made for me? I'd like to be sure popular with the convention folks." "I was planning on using your gala dress," the white pony startled, before she paused to the floor with a hoof. "But the other one, I mean, I know your expertise went into design, galoshes and all, but do you really think it would be popular at the exposition?" "Well, it could probably do with an overall, but yeah, with a little fixing, I'll be right good for it. Hey, I reckon." Now Applejack caught on all 4 hoes as he caught over to Rarity, an eager look on her face. "Well, what do you need my help with? I ain't got any good with the needle and thread, you know. If you're looking for a farmer that needs a good outfit," she gave a wink, hinting at the unspoken request. The unicorn's eyes shimmered with gratitude, and the farm pony had to brace herself for another bone-crunching hug. "And thank you, Applejack. I'll be sure to tell my client I'll be bringing another pony with me for the personal refreshment. There'll be no way he could possibly refuse, especially after he tastes one of your famous apple fritters." She released her hold on the poor apple bucker, gave her a long, thankful gaze. "You can't believe how much this means to me." "Think nothing, Rarity. Now, if you don't mind, I'd appreciate it letting go a million. Let's be getting down to business." There's a pained smile. "Okay, tell me again why we're doing this." "It's simple," Rarity began. She levitated a brush over her subject's mane. "If you and I are going to be working together, the 2 of us need to be on level ground. And while I may not be afraid to get my hose dirty, unarguably, the one who needs the most grooming is you. So before we get started on any kind of dress, we need to make you good and presentable." Applejack groaned, but made no move to budge. She had taken a shower that morning, and was grateful her friend didn't seem to inundate her in the sea past salty exotic perfumes. However, she was unable to get away from a good mane combing, so she stared forlornly at a stuffed mannequin that was wearing her pappy satin hairband. "I'll go do this," she thought to herself. "Rarity's giving me a chance that I won't be able to get otherwise. I just need to hold out and let her do what she feels is best, even if it all is rather frou-frou." The unicorn made a humming sound as he brushed the knots out of the farmer's blonde hair. She tilted her head and studied the fall of golden strands for a moment. Then, with a smile and a whim, she levitated and spritzed her bottle over and began to douse the Applebucker's mane. Hello there! Applejack said, alarm creeping in her voice. Don't you go cutting anything, you hear? I like to keep it whole for the show, if you know what I mean. Relax, Applejack, Rarity soothed, placing her on her shoulder. She was trying quite hard not to turn reassurance into a critique on grammar. I'm only having a bit of fun. It's not every day I can hold you still for a session after all. I won't cut to anything, I promise. But you look so much more high class under this, I'll tell you. High class, sophisticated. She's just having fun, Pony told herself. Playing anything permanent. Just relax. She found herself grimacing at the brushing. After a minute or so, the white one stepped back from her work and gave Applejack an appreciative smile, before motioning her to turn her head one way and then the other. Perfect! She beamed. Now it just needs one last touch. Ah! I knew! A nearby wardrobe opened up, and a box floated out of it. As it stopped by the unicorn, the top hovered upwards, and its contents floated out. A gold necklace, with a bright purple gemstone embedded in the center, took the Earth Pony to recognize its Rarity's element of harmony. This is just for now, Rarity stated, before the necklace floated to Applejack, secured itself around her neck. Perfect! Okay, Applejack, come on over here. She got to all fours and followed her friend to the other side of the room, where a full-length mirror awaited. With a triumphant grin, the unicorn pulled it from her subject. Behold! A diamond in the rough! Applejack could not believe her eyes. It wasn't so much that her friend's element was hanging around her neck. It was that her hair had her attention. Styled up in a bun, buzzed up, leaving only a small amount hanging out from her neck in front of her eyes. Last time she had seen her hair like this, it was back when she was a filly. She saw her younger self in that reflection. Young, sophisticated Manehattenite Applejack. The necklace gave her an air of elegance that suited her adult form that was looking back at her. Dear Celestia, what would Aunt and Uncle Orange think of her now? She found speaking in Manhattan to have been one of the hardest parts of her sophisticated. Could she still do it? She wasn't certain it would look right to her regular voice tumbling out of his eyes in front of her. What would she do? She found herself clearing her throat. Ahem! I'll say, what a wonderfully exquisite look you have there, madame. Is that necklace what I think it is? Oh my, it looks it, doesn't it, as an element of harmony. Oh dear, you must simply tell me of how you obtained that rare prize. It would be an honor to have you as my guest. She smiled at herself. That wasn't too hard. Thump! She turned her head to the source of the noise, in time to see Rarity doing an impressive impersonation of a snake who had unhinged her jaw from her head and allowed her to drop to the floor. On top of that, she had somehow managed to make all color disappear from her irises, pupils having shrunk to black tiny dots. Dots that were like on her. Oh, cry rebels. Elsa cursed herself. I just say all that out loud, didn't I? She took a hesitant step towards her friend. Rarely? She asked, her normal twang now back in place. There were a couple of blinks before the jaw ascended and lodged itself back in place. Applejack? She stammered, eyes still riveted on the Earth Pony. You alright, Sugar Crew? I did. Applejack. The unicorn appeared, gasping for breath. Your voice. How? When? Did? Applejack looked down, a guilty look down her face. I don't reckon I ever told you the story of how I got my Q mark, have I? You've been to Manhattan? I told you, the Earth Pony answered, a fresh stain blush on her cheeks. I was just a silly little filly at the time. I didn't know any better. Applejack, please! Rarity rolled her eyes disbelievingly. Do stop talking about going to one of the most cultured cities in all of Equestria, second only to Canterlot, as if it was some sort of big mistake. But it was, AJ argued. If I hadn't seen Rainbow Dash's song Rainbow when I did, I'd probably still be stuck up there, in some frou-frou dress hobnobbing with my aunt and uncle. Where would the farm be then, huh? Applebloom. She's grown up without ever knowing her own sister. I better escape from that there sea with my life. And Penny say I demanded to mark one. The dressmaker sighed under her breath. Listen, AJ. Nobody can disagree that you made the right choice in going back to the farm. I'm certainly not in the least. What I am confused about is why you buried all your proper high-class training your Orange family gave you after you came back. Importantly, the farmer replied, eyes down directed at the top floor. All the sophisticated nonsense didn't do jack squat for me in the end. And how exactly would I go about using it on the farm? Better to forget the whole thing ever happened. Oh, no. What's the comeback she got? My dear, you simply do not know the tools you have at your disposal. This is quickly followed by the unicorn rushing over to her and taking her hose into her own. If you could use that cultic garment in the presence of royalty and the rich, you would have the doors open to you that you would never have believed. Oh, darling, let me hear it again. You might not used it so long, yet there was no hint of your accent. Accent? What accent? Rarity blinked. Why, I mean everyday speech, Applejack. Surely you don't. There was a bunk of noses as the orange equine leaned in and gave her an emerald glare. What you talking about, Rarity? I ain't got no gosh-darn accent! She raised the hoof and was about to comment the impressive speaking of a triple negative, but it was then done with a quick rapping on the stone front floor. She gave Applejack a just motion, before trying to the entrance and opening up. Greetings and welcome to Castle Boutique. Oh, Mr. Marmalade, what a pleasant surprise. The unicorn backed up, and allowed a tall, burnt orange stallion to draw inside. Short-trained brown mane and tail swizzing behind him. Besides the overcoat he was wearing, he had a cueing mark of Sar Jam.
Madam Rarity, I do apologize for the intrusion, but I just simply could not contain myself. I have heard word of your legendary speed in your craft and was wondering if you already had designs scratched out.
Oh, She paused at the ground, glanced over at the pile of papers that the mess from earlier had been hastily raised in. I've got several ideas on paper, yes, but nothing final. She quickly glanced around the shop, before letting her eyes rest on her blonde companion. I was consulting with an expert in agriculture for you before I decided on anything, and let me introduce you. Applejack had been watching the entire exchange in silence, trying to make herself unobtrusive. However, her endeavor in itself was quickly put to past her, as the unicorn brought the dapper male over to the mirror. This is a close friend of mine, Rarity began, her voice filled with pride. She owns the biggest apple farm this side of Canterlot. She may be a little rough around the edges, but trust me, she's absolutely divine. My ears are burned over here, sugar cube, Rarity thought to herself.
I say,
Mr. Marmalade exclaimed, allowing his eyes to roll up and down Applejack's form, causing the filly to blush slightly.
What a picture of elegance! Hard to believe that you're a farmer. What's your name, madame?
Marmalade? There was a motion to Sally's right. Rarity was shaking her head, panic looking in her eyes. Easy raised an eyebrow. What does she want? Now that the unicorn had brought her hose up together in prayer form, a pleading look on her face, beads of sweat were appearing on her brow. Oh, well, that's what she wants. The entire exchange appeared to have gone unnoticed by Mr. Marmalade. The farm pony turned socialite gave herself a silent sigh, before clearing her throat again and letting the Manhattan out. Oh, my name is Applejack, good sir, and you must be the kind that Rarity told me so much about.
Oh,
was the response he received, his face lighting up into his eyes.
So cultured for one so young. Yes, I am that same said client. My name is Mr. Marmalade, and I run the preserving facility outside the fleet of here. I have a spot reserved for me at the EACE. Perhaps you heard of it.
Simply this kind of high-powered boasting speech that grated on the farmer's nerves in the first place. But she simply nodded. Oh, heavenly, sir. Every farmer point in the question with their apples has heard the expedition. I myself would love to attend and display my own wares. Applejack is the proprietor of Sweet Apple Acres. Lady spoke up, trying over to one of the salad packs that was brought in earlier. A flat opened, and out came a warm apple fritter. The skills in the way of apples and baked goods are simply unparalleled. She arrived here this morning with a pack of these apple fritters. I insist you try one, Sir Marmalade.
Yow!
Ah, mine. You won't regret it. Applejack grinned, suddenly burying herself for a slip-up.
This does smell exquisite.
Sam breathed in as the fritter was floated over to him. He took in his own hose, and daintily he took a bite. There was much chewing and humming, but his eyes opened in amazement. The rest of the treat advanced at a speed that would have been amazed at a certain blue Pegasus.
Marvelous!
He boomed, before reaching for the apple farmer's hooves and holding him in his own.
Madame Applejack, that treat was simply amazing. Should Miss Rarity wish to bring you along to the exhibition, make no mistake, I would be in 100% of barking at this decision. While I'll even rent out the extra space for your own stand. Oh, so much to do.
The mayor's could only stare at his princess playing paces of war in excitement.
I'll have to call the management. I simply must afford to kill us too. They'll have to simply coordinate with your people. I wonder if the people next to us will lend out the spot. If not, I'll simply buy them out.
He suddenly turned and galloped towards the door. Any earlier intention of seeing the dress designs now having blown away the breeze.
I apologize, madams, but there's so much to do in order to properly prepare. I shall return when I have all arrangements secure. Until then, toodaloo, my dears.
Toodaloo, Applejack and Rarity echoed, waving their full hosts with blank expressions on their faces. Both doors clicked slightly, when the stallions hastily departed her. Yes, at this little party, they will only enjoy the finest of drinks and the most brilliant and the most snooty of laughters. Okay, Trixie has to know. How long were you holding back that freaking Gravity Falls joke? How long? I was waiting for the 12-minute mark. A few seconds of silence passed before the two looked at each other. Slowly, the farmer's face evolved to a look of shock and disbelief, while the dressmakers turned to joy and pride. Did he just say, oh, Applejack! There was more cringing and squeezing of the airplane. Darling, I am so proud of you. You brought out your countryside, and you shone like a star, and now we're both going to be heading for the exhibition together! There was a groan. I can't believe he actually invited me! Of course he did. You made a glowing externalizing impression on him. He couldn't help but be swayed into your summoning of your wares. And now our next stop is one of the richest and most influential conferences in honor Ecclesia outside the gala. I know, came the drawl, back in full force. She managed to peel the white pony off of her long enough to catch her breath and check her person for bruises. And believe me when I said I'm going to go to the EACE. It's going to be one of Lee Appleacre's finest moments. Well, I think I probably best leave the city talk behind. You can't! Came the exclamation. Applejack, these are high-class ponies. They'll be expecting nothing less than the best from you, for the both of us! Subconsciously, a hairbrush was levitated over, before I began combing the rear guard's purple locks. If you drop your culture training for even a second at the exposition, you'll be sure to be chased out. You can't be serious, the airboy retorted, an eyebrow arched in disbelief. Nothing like that ever happened at the gala. Oh, we've had far more worse things to worry about that night, I rolled the eyes. But that's beside the point. The reality of our situation is rather simple, if you must know. I was reached behind her to unhitch the element from her neck, before looking at it. Slowly thought her what a friend had meant. You mind, since I talked to him like that? Verity nodded, as she took the necklace back and put it away. From now on, we are going to practice that voice, young lady. Mr. Marmalade will be certain to be spread word far and wide about the impeccably cultured mistress known as Applejack, that she had met today at Colosseum Boutique. She leveled a gaze at the blonde pony, but found herself swaying slightly at the prospect. You don't want to make a bad impression on your potential clientele in the exhibition, do you? It was at that moment, and truly then, that the full weight of what that simple country pony had gotten into sunk into her mind. You like to say, I gotta talk like a full-blood Manehattenite for the whole exposition? For the roosters crow till the cows come home? Darling, the exposition runs for 3 whole days. 3 whole days! Her green eyes widened with panic, as her imagination ran from her. 3 days of not getting herself kicked out of the convention. 3 days of talking to rich and mighty folks. 3 days of wearing makeup and dresses. 3 days away from her rightful spot on the farm. But worst of all, 3 days of speaking in a voice that was not her. I can't do it, Rarity. You don't gotta believe me. I just can't do it. She found herself on her rear knees in front of the white unicorn, spreading her face out like one plea for her life. Y'all might as well just have me killed off sophistication. I can't possibly live a whole 3 days talking like I never like to see. There's just no way. Applejack, please calm yourself. The Caesar soothed, masking her surprise at the earth pony's rather exuberant breakdown. She took the bear by the shoulders and held her until her breathing began to level out again. There was a minute or so of silence as the farmer released her panic and regained her senses again. It was only then the unicorn spoke again. That's why, starting from today, you and I will be practicing. We'll work with you, get you used to using your cultured voice more often, and when the time comes, you'll be able to hunt yourself at the EACE for all 3 days at ease. Applejack sat herself on the floor, hiding undisplayed. She stared at her forehost before looking back up at her friend. You really reckon I could do this? She asked. Rarity smiled back at her. Don't you fret, just trust your teacher, Rarity, and I promise you, you'll breeze into the access mission with no a worry or care. Let's take this as repayment from me for the help you'll be giving me. They held each other's gazes for a long while, before the airplane finally gathered itself back on all four hooves. She looked back down at the shop floor in thoughtfulness, before fixing the unicorn with a determined gaze. If y'all, I mean, if you really think so, then I'll trust in you. She could only give a pained smile as her friend favored her a wide grin. And that's how it went for the following days leading up to the convention. Applejack arrived and seen the designs Rarity was working on, giving her comments and opinions on whether or not an outfit would appeal to the farmer, work party, gardener, or not. Then, once he decided a good look, or a suit, or dress, all the attention was shifted to the orange filly herself, as they spent an hour having her speak in her sophisticated voice. You know, in this sort of episode, this moment would call for a musical montage. Stay! Rarity exclaimed, sitting at a tea table, a cup of Darjeeling levitating in front of her. How have things been coming on the farm? Oh, they've been going quite well. Applejack replied, her eyes studying a biscotti cookie perched between her hose. There was no trace of her farmhand drawl as he continued. Apple Blue recently saw a number of missing plagues for the side of the bone, and before she decided to attend to the Big Mac could tell her eye, she set about repairing the damage herself. Oh, such an industrious little filly. Indeed. She made no mention of it afterwards later, until I came in for the field and saw the fresh paint. She was afraid I would be mad, but she stopped. Those her companion give her a look. Well, did I slip up again? The hoof was pointed at her. You used one of your compounded non-adverb shorthands again. The field is the proper usage. She sighed and leaned up on the table. Eyes reached right to her biscuit, before taking a bite out of it and munching it with her mouth open. This is a little bit word, she mumbled. The unicorn rolled her blue eyes. It's biscotti, dear. It's supposed to be dipped. You notice you only did it dip it in coffee. Now, do please mind your manners. The cowgirl groaned, or sitting back upright, swallowing her cookie, taking a sip of tea right afterwards. She cleared her throat again and closed her eyes. I do apologize for my momentary lapse in etiquette. No harm done, Rarity beamed. Her mood instantly improved. We all have our moments. Now then, please do continue with your story. Apple didn't tell you about the repairs. Right, Applejack began again. Only a trace of drawl in the first word. Well, I began inquiring around the farm about the new plants. Buddy McIntosh had no idea what it was about, and we both knew that Grace Smith was not in good enough health to possibly do it himself. When we hunted down the hiring help, Caramel to see if he knew anything about it, but he didn't. And did Applebit come forward then? Well, she was the last one we left to ask, and I remembered the repair work she had done on the old tree house. It took a little coaxing, but she confessed to it. Are you sure that you weren't upset, right? Darn tootin'! She burst out, Cecil with pride. I told her that anything else we found broke down, she were more than welcome to take a shot and fixing her up. She may not be a carpenter, but she more than showed how to handle a hammer and saw. I even told her, far party blushed and looked down as she realized her laugh started to beat. Sorry about that. Oh, no, it's quite all right, the unicorn said, through a straight smile. She couldn't blame her friend for falling back into her accent. She was proud of her sister, after all. Still, with the southern drawl, came back all the grammar complications and mangled words that made her put her teeth on edge. I think that's enough for today, she continued, standing up from the table, trying back towards one of the clothed mannequins. I need to finish the last few stitches on this outfit. Then we'll have 6 of them. Well, not bad for a week's plus work, don't you think? If you say so, Applejack replied, as she stood for herself and tried to another mannequin to weave her hat. Suddenly, she was relieved to have to sense it over with, though she still felt bad about letting her friend down. I'm awfully sorry about that, Rarity. I only fancy talking for about 2 days when I went back to Manhattan, you know. It's no problem, the white pony assured, though her face was still edged towards the dress. It just takes time, and we still have a few days before the exhibition starts. I certainly have you used to speaking without an accent well before that time. The farm pony tossed her hat on, before she just declared back at her friend. I told you, I don't have an accent. Yes, yes, I know, Kate replied, hopefully dismissively in her direction. In the meantime, I think you best get your wares organized. Mr. Marmalade will be bringing a chariot to take our supplies to the exposition the day before. That reminds me. Where is the EACE being held this year? Oh, it's some city out in the hot air of Equestria. Yokohama City, I think. If you people think I'm going to sing a song from Oklahoma, you're wrong. I'm not going to. Right in the middle of cow country, the blind mused, a host struck irritated contemplation. I've farmer and grown up around these parts. Oh, sir, if I'll even need to use my sea voice there. Now, Applejack, just you go looking for excuses now. My pony brought her head up for her work and gave a stern look. Just because it's being held in the center of the agriculture industry does not mean the ponies there will speak as plain as you do. Besides, you already made so much progress. It would be a shame to let it reach now. There was a sigh as Applejack lowered her head. I know. I guess I'll see you tomorrow then. Ryan Early's usual, right? Freddy's looked soft as the farmer clubbed towards the door. Of course, dear. Hey, don't be so glum. Now remember, this is all for your own good. There was a very perceptible nod as the Earth Pony walked out of the boutique. Out in the fresh air and sunshine again, she felt her spirits pick up as she began to make her way towards Sweet Apple Acres. She's right, she found herself musing. She's trying her best to help me make a good impression on the rich folks. She's already helped me get a spot at the expo. I just need to stop dragging my hose about it. She looked up at the sky and took a deep breath and sighed. I just can't help but feel that this whole high-class thing is being dishonest with myself. The day arrived. Within 24 hours, a pair of wagons would appear, bearing Mr. Marmalade's queuing mark, to unload on precious cargo towards the Oklahoma City. Oklahoma, where the wind blows cold! The day after, the Equestrian Agriculture Conference and the exhibition would begin. Randy's boutique had been prepped and locked up. She found herself running around 10 outfits awaiting unloading. She would add a stitch here, prep a piece of fabric there, and no doubt be fussing over the garments well until the day the convention doors opened. Occasionally, her eyes would glance over to a box she had prepared for the past 2 weeks, in secret. I just know she's going to look fabulous in it, the dressmaker thought to herself. Applejack in the meantime had her hose full. She currently had 4 pies in the oven. Granny Smith was working on the last of the caramel apples. Big Mac was out and back, picking out the best-looking ripe apples that he could find for display. And Applewood was trying her best to convince her big sister that she should come along too. But science, I can help. I know I can. You'll just have to give me the science, she sighed, making bobbings and practically bounced in place beside her sibling in the Apple family kitchen. The farm filly couldn't talk, on account of her mouth being full of pot pad, as he roasted a hot apple out of the oven. As soon as it settled on the cooking rack, however, she was quick to give a response. Sorry, Sugar Cube, but I barely managed to get out of my own self a test at this here expo. There's no way I could ask Mr. Marmalade to tack on one more pony. Plus, not to go rubber chicken droppers in the laundry, but I also remember what happened the last time y'all helped me sell apples. Oh, the old pony whined, her head and eyes dropping low. I was hoping y'all wouldn't mention that again. Applejack chuckled before rubbing her sister's head. I'll tell you what, run upstairs and get washed up. Nothing else, you can all help taking the pies to the wagon once it gets here. Sure thing, sis, the filly exclaimed, eyes all alight once more, before she scampered out of the kitchen. There was a soft chuckle from one in the room, as Granny Smith watched her go, like caramel apples on the building table. That's sakes, the young'un knows how to skedaddle, don't she? Sure does, the farm pony agreed, a smile on her face. Held there for a second before it collapsed as she turned to her grandmother. Am I making the right choice here, Granny? This could put the farm on stable ground finally. But to make it happen, I'm going to have to act like a sea pony again. And I remember how crossways y'all were when I first went to Manhattan. There's a level hoof at the old mare saw there. It's all in the past, ain't all you have to do is do what you hate to do. The only thing I draw the line is when they make you put on a bear suit or do the world of dervis. I'll have no part of these stallion grind sides, see here? I'll hear, Granny, Applejack agreed, though her face was a picture of amused bewilderment. Don't worry. All we're doing is heading out to Yokohama City and selling apples. We're about to make some dough for sure. Granny simply nodded with a smile. She picked up another apple and did caramel goodness. As she sat down to hearten, As he faced her granddaughter with another look. How those space classes your faith be giving you? Nora's horse almost struck the next piece he'd been hauling out of the oven. As soon as her mouth was free, she stammered, "How, they been going there pretty okay. I don't think I can handle them big singing folk without making myself look too much like a fool now." There's a smile. "Can you show me?" Beads of sweat collected on her brow. Her granny was talking to her sophisticated for her. "Well, it's Granny Smith asking. Can't rightly say no to her." She brought a hope to her chest as she cleared her throat. "I'll, if you want, Granny Smith. I'll have to say I'm still not comfortable talking like this. I've been rehearsing strictly for the expedition, but wait until you ask." There's a small gallop of small hose before Applebloom reappeared at the kitchen door, remained hastily calm and still slightly damp. "I say, what you want me to put the pies on when the wagons get here?" Applejack turned to her sister with a smile. "Oh, you need not to worry about that, Applebloom. They probably won't arrive until later this evening." The smaller filly stared blankly at her big sister before she spoke. "Applejack, why not you able to your roles?" There was a second confusion, followed by a whining eye and blushing cheeks. "Oh, sorry about that, Sugar Cube. I was just bragging, you see. You know, I like..." "She has to talk like the big stage expo," Granny Smith spoke up, saving her granddaughter. "She's done before you all remember." "Oh, yeah," Applebloom drawled, her eyes widening. "Well, you told us the Keymark story. Is that how you said it when you visited Aunt and Uncle Owens?" "Sorta." Equine went to the side, before standing on all four hooves. "I just weren't any good at it at the time, but if I'm to be a fit at the exposition without them throwing me out like a barrel of scrumming apples, I gotta say I like just the rest of the sea folk." Oh, if I say like a sea folk, can I come then? I totally Claudia. I believe I can come along if I say, oh, hi, Claudia, yes. There was a sound of laughter at Applebloom's poor imitation. Loving the feeling with an embarrassed blush and sat down to her ears. She squeaked, however, when she was suddenly embraced by her sister. "Oh, don't be too quick and try to pick up something I don't rightly like myself. Let me tell you, it's ain't no fun at all." "Oh, you say so, sis," she sighed. She was released as he headed out the front door to watch for the transportation. Granny Smith couldn't help but laugh for a few minutes more. The one couldn't tell if she was laughing about her sister's eagerness or her own reluctance. Deciding not to raise the issue, she sighed as he grabbed the pot pad again to extract the last apple pie. She didn't hear the large sounds of her heads that was working their way into the kitchen. "Oh, there you are!" came the exclamation. Applejack flushed and dropped her pad as she recognized the voice of the white mare she had spent 2 weeks with. "Hi, Rarity," she greeted as he turned around. "I wasn't expecting you all around so early. The cards haven't been arrived yet, have they?" "No, they haven't," the unicorn said, unconcerned. "But that wasn't the point of why I came. You see, well..." There was applying at the floor. It was only now that the farmer realized there was a saddlebag strapped to her friend's back. Sticking out of the left bag was a large pink box. "Really?" she began, eyes widening. "You didn't." Those blue eyes went back up with Seba's expression. I wanted to repay you for everything you've done, so I went in." Still continuing, Rarity's horn lit up as the package floated out of her bag, levitated towards the earth plane before the top lifted up, displaying its contents. So you could tell this much. It was white and frilly. "Tomato exquisite voice, dear," came the expression. "It made especially for the EACE." Applejack was floored and sweating. She had originally been intending to wear her gala outfit, but as she thought about it, it made sense that her friend would pull something like this. She began to look around for a panic manner for an exit, any exit out of the room. Bursting out of the window and getting a glass of bed at her flank seemed like the better option when compared to Rary's newest food for concoction. She faced Granny Smith for help, but all she got in direction was a look of amusement. The old tart was enjoying her discomfort! Finally, she sighed, defeated before looking back at the unicorn. "But thank you kindly, Rarity. I guess y'all want me to try it on before we go?" She got a grin. "I'll just keep that in my mind. Let's go upstairs, dear," she said, before she turned around. There was a look back, along with a proud smile. "We'll make a high-class diva out of you yet, darling!" The Applebugger's ears drooped as she followed her friend out. The old green pony simply watched them go before she let out stickers he had been building up. Phew! Finally made it. Took us long enough. Oh yes, but it was all worth it.
I sure...
I sure hope it is. Rarely simply beamed as he took in the scene before her. The trip to Yokohama City itself had been uneventful enough, to everybody's relief. Their wares had been checked in, their stalls found. Applejack had told Mr. Marmalade that she didn't require much space, her stand not being wider than 2 points length. As a result, her display took a majority of space, not that it didn't need it. She put each and every outfit she had prepared up on a pedestal of lights. With 10 outfits, that took a fair amount of room. Now both Unicorn and Earth Ponies stood outside their respective vendors, taking in a multitude of ponies that trotted around the exposition area. As of yet, the doors had not opened, so the ones that were milling around were either organizers or were in the process of setting up their own stalls. Rarity herself was adorned in a gown that was cut short, enough to show a bit of tail and hind leg. Made in an on-gold tone, there were points of amber light around her neck, as the shinier fabric traced in hems. Applejack pawed the ground relentlessly as she looked herself over. Before they even entered the building, her friend insisted she be in character. Her blonde locks were once again shown up in a mountain fashion, and the dress fit well loosely. The farm point still felt as it was squeezing life out of her. It was a Sarabelle's dress, with enough of a bouffant in the back to make her feel like a whale, daintily ruffled some sleeves, and to top it all off, a pearl necklace that weighed like a ball and chain. She desperately wished for her hat. I don't know about you, the white mare Gus, but I am so stoked for these, to use a word from Rainbow House's vocabulary. She brought another breast to her, nervously grooming her mane once more. All names are going to be on top of every rich pony's list! I'll hire you, the farmer replied, trying her level best not to let her speech slip, as he may ruin the chance of profit for the farm. Some other pony here, I will at least think one of them would appreciate a good apple. I dress or two. She gave a look at her friend in the intersection. I'd still like to get about before the day is done, though. I'll spot a plow display over in that corner, and I do believe that one would be right for Big Manehattenite's size. Oh, you have plenty of time for that, dear, Rarity assured. Maybe we can get some time to ourselves on the third day. Hopefully they won't be sold out of any.
Ladies!
Came a grandiose voice. Both looked up in time to see Mr. Marmalade approaching the two.
So glad you were able to make it. Oh, Madam Rarity, Madam Applejack, you both are simply looking fabulous!
He took a look at the two mares, and the grand stalls behind him, returning to look at the scenery around them.
Is it all just so grand? All the wares to be seen, all the innovation, all the wonderful ponies. This is sure to be the best exposition yet.
Applejack gagged on the inside of her words. A quick glance at Rarity told her friend was thinking much the same thing. However, they quickly put aside their feelings of doom as the white mare spoke up. Oh, you're absolutely right, darling. And my friend and I owe it all to you to our chance to attend this prestigious affair. Ah, Uncle Cool. The horse really quit. That's the worst Rarity had taught me some of those fancy words, too. The stallion favored both of them with a wide smile, before turning all business.
The doors will be opening in less than 3 minutes. Have you fillies got everything? Yes? Good to hear. Now, get them ready for your stations. These ponies will be coming in like a tidal wave, I swear.
He took this moment to cuss at each pony's hoof with his horn, leaving each with a light blush on their faces.
I wish the both of you tremendous luck today. Let's hope that we all do well. Now I must first towards the opening ceremony. Till later, my fillies. Toodaloo!
Toodaloo! They both echoed once more as the brown horse galloped away. They stood there for a second before facing each other. They could hear the background hubbub starting to increase in volume. Applejack, Rarity began. Good luck to you. Your apples will soon sell around here. I know they will. Thanks, Rarity replied, same voice still in place. I wish you all the luck as well. Thank you for giving me a chance. No trouble at all, darling, the unicorn said. She turned to enter her stall. We'll talk again soon. Until then, remember, no accent. The Applebucker nodded to her friend as she took position behind her own stand. As she tried, however, she let a mumble escape her lips. I got no accent. Business was indeed far better than it had been at the gala. Flow kept up from a steady direction, which went to Applejack's advantage. Ponies would work into Rarity's boutique, stand first, mill around by something in there, then come out starving, spotting and making a beeline for the Sweet Apple Acre stand. Apparently, being a closed horse made you hungry. She noticed that a far number of her customers were farm ponies, like herself. She was tempted to let her guard down when around these friendly faces. However, she kept up her guise as sophistication as he greeted them, sold them apples, and chatted. Half of the day was already gone as she hauled out her third bushel of red delicious onto the stand. As she turned back around, she noticed there was already a small two-pony line waiting for her. "Oh!" she exclaimed. "I'll beg your pardon. I was just setting some more stock up." The farmer quickly trotted behind her stand as the two fillies stepped up. "Sweet apple farm fresh apples. Would you care to try some?" Said the left pony. She was a light gray earth pony with hair straight colored charcoal mane, purple eyes gazing over the wares. "What do you think, Sissy Pie? These feathers look so good." "I don't know," replied the other filly. She was a slate blue with dusty gray with a short cut of her own golden eyes. "Caramel apples look good to me. How much for one of those?" "5 plates," Applejack replied in an even voice. The feathers are saving a place. However, if you want, I could let you have both for 10 bits." She gave them a light-footed smile. She both let it out. "We'll take 'em!" The money was deposited, and apples were given. They proceeded to dig right into the front there stand. She didn't mind. She loved seeing good ponies enjoy her trade. "Well, this is good," the green mare mumbled over prayer. She swallowed before continuing. "We should bring back some for Big Sissy Pie. We should." The blue one agreed. "Do you have any pig lays? She would love that." The farmer smirked. "With all the chocolate pies you two got going about, I'm not surprised you all haven't asked one for one of those." They both looked at her. She brought her hoe to her mouth to realize what she'd done. I'm so sorry," she guessed, now panicked like never before. "Please don't tell any pony you slipped. It was an accident, I swear. I owe you free apples. You can even—" "Well, well," the darker maid replied. "If it means that too much to you, we'll keep quiet." "Besides," the gray pony continued, "there's nothing wrong with being honest with yourself." I, for a minute, didn't realize that was marble and lime. I've been so used to having limestone be grrr and marble going that I have to connect back to my useful voice. I've completely forgotten what type of voices I give them. That's of course the story with Applejack. She hadn't thought too good in that matter since the day a week ago. The more she thought about it, the more AR. Here she was, at the biggest farmers' convention in all of Equestria. What was she doing? Wearing a ballroom gown and speaking in a hobnob voice, in an attempt to fit in. "Miss, you all right?" She shook her head as she brought her mind back to the here and now. Oh yes, I am, thank you. I won't sorry about all this. This is just my one big chance to help my farm, and I don't want to mess it up." "We can understand that," darker the junior Quest replied. "We come from a rock farm, and unless the rocks are pretty or valuable, we don't make a lot of money either." Her sister nodded in agreement. "Ouch," the youngest one responded. She looked over her own wares, before ducking under the stand to retrieve a fag, filling with roast-tinted apples. "You know what? Here, have a bag of pink glaze, just as ordered. And an apple pie, too, on the house." The eyes widened. "Oh, we can't possibly—" "Don't go stammering on me now," she spoke to the two, trying briefly serving. She gave them a thankful look. "Just look at these gifts for your sis pie. I bet she'd love them." They looked at each other, before nodding, and then giving each other smiles to the vendor. The slate one carefully placed a pie on her back of her head as he cussed. "Oh boy, Maggie Pie! This expo's really turning out to be the best!" "You said it, Inky Pie!" Her sister cheered, placing a bag of apples in her saddlebags. "I just know Pinky's gonna love these! Thank you, ma'am!" Applejack waved to both of them farewell as they blended back into the stream of ponies clumping through the aisles. "Come on, you two. Let's go check out the rest of the convention, and then we need to go and check out my anime convention. Come on." "Okay, big sis." "Ugh, you're so annoying, Maud!" Her mind was still a twirl with the thoughts the two had unwillingly imparted to her. But she shook her head, deciding that thinking on that track wasn't going to help sell apples now. She would need to upsell now, after giving the pie to— Wait. "Like ladies," she mumbled to herself. "Rock Farm, Linky, Maggie, Pikey, Paz!" Are you certain? As certain as I can be. When we get back to Ponyville, she'll be telling us all about the pie her sisters gave her. How uncanny! Rarity exclaimed. To think we run into the same with Pinkie Pie's family here at the exposition. Applejack rolled her eyes as she rested her head on Stan's counter. The stocks he had set aside for today had run empty. Only a half-bushel of gallows was left on display. It was getting close to the evening, as he was thankful for it. The day had worn hard on her. Thus he couldn't complain. Her money bucket was filled to the brim with bits. Well, they are farmers, after all, she replied, looking around at the pony still milling about. They might show up again, so keep your eyes peeled. They might try a dress next time. Speaking of which, how's your business done today? It was simply amazing. I was quite surprised that the redesigned Colossus outfit we did for you was the most popular on this. Got no less than 15 orders for it. For a second, the unicorn looked faint. Before she recovered, he continued. And your gala dress was such a hit as well. Of course, I took plenty of custom orders too. I say, Applejack, if this day goes up, I might actually have to start hiring help for the boutique. Okay, in Manhattan, there's this girl named Coco. That's a good sign, the farmer answered, lifting her head hightly. If I have any leftover bits after getting the farm fixed up, I might hire her on some more help with myself. The acres could really use it. There was a nod before the light mare found herself stressing, pointing stopping as she worked her limbs. My stars, it's been a long day. I think I'm ready to close up and walk around and sightsee. How about you?
Sounds good to me.
Applejack replied as he stood up and taking a hanging rope in her mouth, bringing the stall sign to clouds inward on top of the counter. If we're lucky, they might still have those plows in stock. She got a nod from the unicorn's horn lit up, drawing curtains closed on her own stall. After a couple of seconds of scaring Bruce to packing their gains, the two fillies began walking side by side, slipping into a stream of equines still wandering about at this late hour. Applejack, Rarity began, causing the orange one to glance at her friend. I just want to tell you how proud I am that you kept your classical training for the whole of today. She turned those sapphire eyes on her, gay grin plastered on her face. Just think, you still have 2 more days. Keep this up, and I promise you your future will be so much brighter. The farmer's filly's ears turned downwards. Once again, the words of that gray mare echoed in her head. I'll hide this, she thought to herself. But Rarity's right, and I can't let her down now. Less 2 more days, she murmured, and I can put this forest behind me. White Ear flicked back. Oh dear, of course you could go back to speaking plainly again. But not until we're out of these 100 halls. Besides, I don't think you want to throw it away entirely. There are various other conventions under the Equestria, and a pony of our class could very well be entitled to be invited by everyone. I sparkled at the prospect. Contrast, the color drained Rarity's face. More parties, more speaking like a...
Mademoiselles!
Came the familiar booming face. The two of them jumped and whirled to find Mr. Marmalade trotting up to them rapidly.
How was the day for you both? I hope your enterprise saw quite a quick fortune.
Oh, they most definitely did, good sir, Rarity cooed, slipping to her most relaxed and noble tone. The ponies of Yokohama City have such exquisite taste. I wasn't certain the dresses that Applejack and I designed would be such a hit, but they were.
Splendid!
Stein grinned, before turning his attention towards the pony.
And you, my dear, how well did your apple goods fare?
Oh, they did well. Applejack stared, trying to recover from her earlier surprise. Far better than they ever did when I went to the Grand Gala Gala. I'll be able to make some much-needed improvements to the farm once the exposition's over. This brought a much bigger smile to Marmalade's face that she thought was healthy.
That's just what I wanted to hear, Madam Applejack. You're the perfect pony, a respectable citizen with a deep tie to a horn. You're just what I'm looking for. Hurry, come with me.
He did it about face began galloping, pony scaring to the left and right as he plowed a path through them. The two females were gaping for a second before they hurried up to cast them. Mr. Marmalade, what's this all about? Rarity called it, trying to press around elegantly without causing too much of a bounce to her outfit.
An opening speech, that's what, came the answer. In about 20 minutes, the last panel of the night will begin, on the relationships of the agriculture industry with that of its customer base. Originally, we had another speaker to open it, but unfortunately he was unable to make it in time. Instantly, my thoughts turned to you, Madam Applejack, for you to appear closely connected with the workings of the farmhand for one so cultured.
Applejack was already having enough trouble not tripping over her desk as she kept up. The bit of information did nothing to help matters. You want me to speak? She managed to squeak out, voice faltering behind Manehattenite and Appaloosa.
Indeed. Nothing could have been wrong, mind you. All you need to do is tell us a little bit about yourself, about your farm, about the time you had here and so far. You know, give us your honest opinions.
Rarity turned her gaze as they ran. It was a poor look and went unnoticed, as the farmer had her eyes unfocused, staring into as they made their way into the hall. Okay, 1 minute. Good luck, darling. Boat. Applejack barely managed to stammer as he was shoved into the darkened stage. Even with the lights down, the blonde filly could see the hall was practically packed with ponies. She started sinking in her hose, and the room was practically roaring in her ears. She went outside once more, not certain if Marmalade or Rarity had shoved her out there. Giving her hopeful, supporting gazes. Remember, Unicorn whispered, your speech. She could only gulp as she turned towards the stage. There was a podium right in the center, as she dutifully, though reluctantly, tried up for it. As soon as she put her forehead on its desk, a spotlight flared to life, bathing the oars pony in a brilliant glare, causing her pearls and dress to glisten. Out of the audience, there was a bout of cheering, as well as a few whistles of appreciation. Out to her side, she heard Rarity sighing contentment. Greetings, she managed to squeeze out. There was another wave of cheers, accompanied by host shouts and claps. I'm here in place of Mr. Jump Jams, who was unable to attend this year's Equestrian Agriculture Conference and Exposition. Her heart eased its pounding in his head as he turned to the crowd out, letting her own ears fill her head. Mr. Marmalade has asked to open up our talk today instead, so let me tell you a bit about myself. My name's Applejack. I run a farm, not like many of you here today. So you got a few cheers to support that, and a few right-ons. Many of you may have heard Sweet Apple Acres. Well, I believe some of you may have been to my stall today, haven't you? A good portion of the crowd erupted to get another cheer, louder than the last. This brought her smile to her face, as her nerves finally managed to calm down. When her calm, however, came to loosening and discipline. She felt her tongue wanting to move in traitorous ways. Her lips made sounds for her noble halls, as she smacked herself dryly, waiting for the cheer to subside. Glass of water will be handling right now. I'm glad you all enjoy them, she continued, once she could hear herself again, train voice still in place. It really honors my heart to see that. The Sweet Apple family has been in the apple business for generations, and you can find apples grown by us in almost every old horn in Equestria. Sweet Apple Acres in particular is based right up on Bonneville, where we keep some of our most cherished family traditions alive. She closed her eyes as she thought back to her farm. For years, we put the same thing into all our apples that our forefathers did before us. Tender love and care. Good, responsible practices, constant down to earth, hard honest work. She opened her eyes and looked out at the crowd. She then looked down at her dress. A farmer pony, dressed up as a frou-frou pony, talking like a frou-frou pony, to a bunch of other frou-frou ponies. At a farmer's convention, her eye twitched. This was stupid. This was more than this stupid. This just wasn't right. Down in the audience, a dusty gray filly eat as he felt the tingle go over her body. It was quickly followed by an all-body cheer as he began to vibrate in place. Sissy Pie! She started vibrating as he did. Something is about to happen! Inky Pie watched her sister's antics, her eyes wide. Sure, Maggie. I haven't felt anything yet. Now, when he's referring to Maggie, is he referring to Marble, or is he referring to Magpie, who is not a part of the show? Meanwhile, back at Ponyville, inside Sugar Cube Car, the bakery's #1 employee was in the process of handing a tray of meringue cookies over to an eager purple dragon, when the treat suddenly vibrated off their platter. Green eyes widened in panic as the earth pony began to tear in place. Pinky! Spike yelled. What's going on? Is something going to happen? Is it Twilight? I don't know, the pink filly stammered, but I can tell it's not Twilight. Who then? The dragon begged. Rarity? Brave Jazz? Or Fluttershy? Did Fluttershy explode? Applejack! At the rock farm, somewhere between Ponyville and Cloudsdale, an elderly earth pony couple lay back in their rocking chairs, sighing in relief at the peace and quiet they now had themselves. The tall brown stallion closed his eyes, hat dripping over his face.
You know, I might not be up to date, pony. Well, I ought to thank today's world for giving the kids a distraction. I'll say,
the gray mare replied. Her host busy darning a sock. Inky and Maggie are probably having themselves a blast. Darcy chuckled. They always have a blast, ever since Pinkie Pie got her kingdom on. Oh, sometimes I wonder if they'll really stay, or they'll follow their sister and move to Ponyville. Use a face of Pinkie, Mother Pie stated, looking evenly over her spectacles. Ponyville's not a bad place, you know. I've been there. We can always drop in on the apple farm. Let's see if old Tar Smith is still hanging. She paused there, rocking eyes wide. Papa Pie kept his eyes evenly on her. Her tail began twitching, followed by her backside, proceeding up her spine up towards her full host, and her head as it simmered and answered to Caesar. Who is it this time? Can't tell. Ah! Piggy got it from her mother! She stated. Her own voice remained calm as she shook. Oh, there in the Oklahoma City. Oh, wait, Inky said, feeling tinkling herself. For not imitating her sister vibrating post. There it goes. Why are you always so late? Maggie questioned her sister. Nancy raised an eyebrow through her shaking. Maud just simply calmly looked at her sisters, shrugged, and went back watching the show. Out there petting Boulder. Applejack looked down, her mind apparently made up. She looked over to the side, caught Rarity's eyes. She gave the unicorn a look of sad, and she said in her perfect Manehattenite, I'm sorry, so cute. Then she turned back to the crowd. But I can't keep the stupid hay-acting out-up animal! There was a ripple of amazement through the crowd. Dwight Billy's eyes struck in panic. Mr. Marmalade kept his silence as he watched the apple barker proceed to rant. I got invited out here to this exposition because I have answer for us. And I'm going to tell you right now, that voice ain't money. This is money. Y'all want to know how the apple family gets our apples so good? Let me tell you. Me and my big brother Manehattenite go out there and we pluck those trees ourselves. I don't take no fancy apple bearing. I like to get my hose dirty. I'm a farmer, and this cut's supposed to be for farmers. So how come I can't break out my Manehattenite frou-frou talk? I tried to be sophisticated once a long time ago. It wasn't me, and that sure ain't me now. So go on. Y'all know how fancy frou-frou high class here will have you, and I don't have to play one no more. Throw me out. Toss me out in the mud for all I care. Just as long as I can stop lying, be true, and sell it myself. She panted. Frustration is now fully vented. The hall still echoing with her words. The farmer allowed her green eyes to travel over to hush the occupants of the room. Then she allowed herself another glance to Rarity, who appeared to be in the midst of a heart attack. The expression on Marmalade's face remained unreadable. Well, 'twere a good run, she thought to herself. I won't be sticking around for the whole other 2 days, but that's all right. I made enough today to do some fixing up the farm. If I never get to find anywhere again, I don't think I'd be able to live. Sorry about that, Rarity, but I'm done living a lie. The orange mare stood there in silence, a lone spotlight beaming down on her. She awaited the audience's reaction. She didn't have to wait very long. As one, each and every pony let out a single word. Woo-wee! Followed by someone in the back crying out, Well, down time some pony did it! Oh, you're going to have me do so many variations on the southern voice. Followed by someone out in the back. Then the murmur came rolling back, but this time a different flavor to its melody. Rarity expressed a symptom from panic to outright shock, as she noted that each and every single equine in the room had suddenly lost any traces of cultured upbringing to their voices. The conversation hall was dominated by thick, syrupy drawl southern accent. Ponies were sighing relief, hugging each other, laughing and bucking with joy, as the earlier tension completely dissolved away, leaving behind an air of gratitude as they all relaxed, letting their natural speech and voices shine through. Applejack had quite obviously not expected this outcome either. She removed Rarity to the ground spot behind the pedestal, eyes wide and unbelieving. She barely registered the approach of 2 ponies by her side. Applejack? She slowly turned her head. Friend stood there beside her, Unicorn's face of a mixture of emotions warring for domination. Shock, pride, joy, and sorrow? Her heart weighed heavily on her own chest as she took in. That was beautiful, Applejack, Mary began, stretching a hoof and placing it on the farmer's shoulder. I'm sorry I had no idea. So he turned to look back at the crowd, yeehaws and whoops rising from the surface every now and then. I really had no idea. So he looked back. How can I ever make it up to you? Unbidden, tears began to spring from the corners of the orange one's eyes. She raised her hose up and unclasped the pearl necklace that felt so much like a burden. She handed it back to Rarity. She brought her hose back to her mane, tugged at the plafond. It gave away. Her blonde strands cascading down from her back. It gave a shake of her head. The weight of the world off her shoulders. She looked back at the white mare, turned downwards, the ear still flowing. Ow! I want my hat back. The Yogurt found herself tearing up as well. She watched forward and knelt on her friend. Okay, dear. Let's go and get your hat. The restaurant was a buzz of laughter and the twang of cow talk. The waiters had been taken aback when the confectioners came and sounded like Southern folks, compared to the cultured tone that their customers had 2 years previous. Business was still business, however, and they would be mad to turn it away for any reason. Especially if one of their customers was Mr. Mango Marmalade and his party of 4, who were currently occupying a private booth, secluded from the rest of the restaurant. A steady stream of hay fries and bean burgers flowed into the booth, as the occupants relaxed from the hurly day beforehand. Whoosh! Applejack breathed, coming for air from her chocolate oat milk malt. Sure feels good to eat like a real pillow again. She gave her mane another shake, her customary hat and hairpin back in place, when there is a sign of dress to be seen. I forgot how hungry being a sophisticated pony can make you. I can see that, Rarity stated evenly, though her eyes were still wide, as she noticed that the farmer was now on a forced shake. I never had such a reaction myself, I must admit. I suppose it differs from pony to pony. It really does, came a voice from the unicorn's left. She turned to face Maggie Pie and her sister, both of them slowly but steadily staring and working through the stack of fries. Back on the farm, before she got her key mark, Pinky barely ate 4 muffins a day. Afterwards, however, she can't get enough food in her. It's one of the reasons she's moved away. One of the many reasons, Inky spoke, rolling her eyes. But that's beside the point, isn't it? Mr. Marmalade nodded, staring at the far end of the next Applejack. The exposition folks were all like money, Yours really stated, her mind still wearing at the thought. They all thought they went and spoke plain like to get kicked out too, so they never said nothing anyways. And all just going so long, well, I got a hand, didn't they? She turned to the brown stallion again, and only dipped his head once more in Seaver's expression. It rather caught me off guard, Rarity confessed, as he daintily slipped her lemon tea. I mean, I had no idea that all the sophisticated and cultured airs that every pony were putting on was so false. I'd taken the entire thing for granted, being the kind of pony I am. She found herself blushing, realizing that she was now a minority, a city pony in a town full of cowfolk. We saw it coming, Inky quipped, her foot full of fries, before we even came to Miss Applejack's stand. The last 2 stands we visited also slipped in her speeds. Appleburger gave to the 2 rock farmers. I was your 3rd one, and you didn't tell me? How could we? The latter of the 2 mayors responded. They asked us to keep quiet too, same as you did. She blushed to look down. Makes sense, considering we were all scared. At least I know I was. She looked up as she heard a shuffling. The white unicorn urged herself closer to the earpony's side. She locked eyes. Applejack, I am so sorry. I had no idea you felt so oppressed by all the culture I was trying to help you with. I had no intention of stealing you, that kind of feeling you. I should have really done better than to try to force something onto you that you're not. I was just... She turned her sapphire eyes downward. I was really excited. I'll some point be high class with... Can you ever forgive me? Applejack let a smile come to her face as she nudged Rarity's cheek. I forgive you, Sugar Cube. You know, I was just trying to help. You just got carried away like the rest of us. She smiled as she spotted relief on her friend's face. And hey, maybe sometime, if y'all really needing it, I could be frou-frou just for a day. That sound good? She asked, before holding her hoof out. It was met with a white hoof on a clop, and they both shook it. And I promise, the seamstress replied, I won't bother you any more about your accent. That is... There was a chuckle as the blonde tilted her head. Y'all can call it an accent if you want. But to me, and all the folks around here, it's just like a normal act. There was a sound clapping that made both the farmer and dressmaker blush slightly, before they turned back to their food. So, The later two Phillies started. This means that the EACE is still going for the rest of the weekend, right? Marmalade nodded with a smile. We get to both keep our stands? Applejack asked, face a picture of hopefulness. They're not much more of a grin. Even though we may or may not sound cultured, Rarity quipped. Look at curiosity in our faces. Mr. Marmalade closed his eyes before turning and opening his mouth to speak for the first time that evening. Yep, he replied in a drawl that would make even Big Macintosh proud. The end. I can't believe I missed this episode. This is a pretty good episode. I mean, I love the character interactions between Rarity and Applejack. It was really well done. The moral was quite well finished, and Legend Bringer. And I also liked how the story moved at an even pace. Legend Bringer. And I can't believe we had the first introduction of Maud, Inky, and Blinky. Legend Bringer! What, Trixie? Can't you see I'm busy talking about this lost episode that we found? This wasn't an episode. Oh yeah, that's right. I think I said before on this show that one of the big problems I have with this little fandom being so creative and so well done and so well thought out is that, well, we tend to have done almost every story. By the time Season 2 came around, okay, technically we did about 50%. By the time Season 2 came around, finished, we had done almost every single story with the girls that you could possibly done. Which is why I have to laugh whenever I read somebody go, "It sounds very fanficky." Shut up. Well, it does. You're only saying that because it has been done in a fanfic. Hell, when the movie came around, I had always complained that, what were they going to do? There was literally nothing the show writers could do that we fanfic writers haven't done so well by now. Yeah, because remember, the point of this show is to remind you people that there has always been more to this fandom and fanfics than just Gary Stu, OC 505050, or bad romances, or in the case of that side crossover we did a few weeks back, bad crossovers. There are great stories like this. There are great heartwarming ones, there are great friendship-oriented ones, silly-oriented ones. There are just so many varieties out there that you just need to establish. And hell, there are even some that would make a pretty good episode that I feel bad that they didn't. And yeah, this would work really well as an episode. As in, everybody's in character. Applejack wanting to keep true to herself. Rarity wanting to try to move on with her business. Quite reasonable. And this even has a feel of Pygmalion. Granted, it's a little bit changed from there. Or My Fair Lady, if you want to go musical. Granted, changed, modified just a little. But just enough that it establishes a good story, and the moral works really well. It can be applied to both adults and kids. I also love the use of apple blooming here. A cute little setup. And I also love the use of Inky and Blinky. Would have been a fun first appearance for these two. So, yeah, this was a great story and a lot of fun. Although, if you ask me, this is kind of silly though, talking about accents. Especially with Applejack and a southern accent. I mean, people from the South don't have that big of an accent. I mean, listen to me. I'm from down here in Virginia. I don't have an accent. I don't have a freaking accent at all. You guys hear me? I don't have an accent. This is my normal voice. I'm not putting on any airs. You think this sounds like an accent? This isn't an accent. This is my normal voice. Y'all are crazy if you think I have an accent. I don't have a... While Elizabeth continues to talk about how much of an accent he does indeed have, join us tomorrow for when we present to you Fluttershy's Wishes. Yeah, we'll be right back. I don't have no dang accent. You hear me, y'all? I don't have any accent!